Now, to get started with concurrency in Go, I created a brand new project, which you of course find attached, which contains a very basic main.go file with two functions, a greet function and a slow greet function, where the slow greet function contains this code to simulate a task that takes a bit longer. Now, in reality, in real apps, that might be a long-taking calculation, a long-taking file operation, maybe a request sent to the internet, something like this. Here, I use the built-in time package and its sleep function to force a 3-second pause and therefore simulate a long-taking task. And as a result, if I call these functions in this order, you'll see that if we run this program, there is a pause after the second greeting, to be precise, a pause of 3 seconds before the rest is being output. And that's of course the case because we call slow greet here. And what's important to note is that this text here from the last function execution therefore also only shows up after this slow operation is done. As you can clearly see here, we only see the first two messages initially because of what I showed you on the slide. Normally, functions execute after each other and the next execution of the next function only starts after the previous execution finished. So the code is executed line by line from top to bottom, and this last execution here only starts after this execution in line 20 in my case here finished. And that's now a scenario where Goroutines could be used to make this program faster and to speed it up. Because we got an operation that's taking relatively long, and we got another operation thereafter, which is blocked by this long taking operation, which does not depend on the long taking operation though. This last function call does not need any result from that long taking operation. If it would, we would have to run them after each other, but here that's not the case. And therefore, we can run them in parallel simply by adding the Go keyword in front of every function invocation. By adding this built-in Go keyword, you tell Go that you want to run these functions as Goroutines, which in the end simply means they still will be executed, but they will now run in parallel instead of after each other. And therefore, if you save this code, and that's the only change I made here, I just added this Go keyword. But if you then save this code and you run this program, you'll now see it finishes instantly. But you'll also see that we don't really get any output here in the console. Yes, it finishes basically instantly, but we don't get these print statements here. We don't see anything in the console. And why is that happening?